How's it going? Go Pack, go. How's it going? Coast to Coast Packers here. I'm here running solo today. Hope everyone's doing as good as they can. That was a tough loss, but Packer Nation, hope everyone's doing great, minus the fact that we lost. It was a close game. At first, it was looking like it was going to be a blowout, and maybe we got fooled these last 2 weeks. And then here we come, and next thing you know, wow, like second half, we shut them out literally. They only scored 3 points. We basically, went unanswered 21 points for the most part, minus those 3 points. And look, I think all of us can say where I'm really getting sick and tired of the ticky-tack calls. There's a lot of calls that I'm just like, all right, like call both ways, don't call at all. The fact that they gave Matt LaFleur a unsportsmanlike conduct call because he was demonstrative in the way he was speaking to refs. He said he didn't cuss, he didn't do any of that. And I was be pissed too if I'm trying to call a timeout and you guys aren't even looking at me. Mainly the sideline judge is looking at La La Land. And yeah, I'd be pissed too. He's trying to keep all the time he can on the clock. So this game definitely didn't go our way. And I have to admit, it was tough seeing, the 2 missed kicks by Narvison. I'm a Narvison truther, but man, oh man, that you don't need that. You need to make those kicks. If we make those kicks, it's a completely different ball game. Hell, you might even win the game. Let alone when you get opportunities. Darnold gave us opportunities on some cases. Look, on the fumble for recovery and the interception by number 4 by Mr. McKinney. Look, McDuffie on the first drive had a chance to get an interception, turn that game right there and there on its head, and we could have went up I don't know if we went up with 3 points, but at least maybe a touchdown at that point. And instead, drive stayed alive, and they scored on their opening drive. But I'm over here, just trying to – Bernie couldn't make it today. So I want to talk to all you guys that decided to join us up here. Going to try to, rock it myself here. So let's go in the comments, and let's just see what's kind of going on here. Apologize for starting a little bit later than usual. Had to go pick up the kids from the in-laws and stuff like that. So, all right. So – easy to dump on. He's Soder, man. Thanks for always coming through, bro. You're the man. Easy to dump on Narv, but just a reminder, if which catches the pass on the goal line, Packers win. Look, I need someone to go back and in the chat tell me how many drop passes there were. Because as bad as, and I won't say bad, but as rusty as Jordan Love was, he still came out, 32 of 54 for almost 400 yards, 389 yards passing, 7.2 yard average, 4 touchdowns, and 423 picks. Took only 1 sack, but he was pressured a lot. But, I mean, he still, his passes looked a little low at times. And he even said himself, too, in his post-game conference that, he wasn't really doing enough to really help his receivers. And he kind of took the blame on himself, which I appreciate. But the fact of the matter is that, you knew he was going to be a little rusty. I felt like there were times where he was just trying to get all the points back in one throw. Kept going deep to Bo Melton, who I love, but, there was times he wasn't even looking for the ball. And you have to kind of do what got you there. With this defense in particular, they're going to have things middle of the field open and the flats. You have to hit those. And it just seemed like it was a game that we weren't going to win. But the fact that we made a game of it in that third and fourth, especially in that fourth quarter, just gives you hope, because that was probably one of the best defenses that we're going to probably face all year. And we threw up almost over 450 yards, almost 450 yards of offense on them. That's pretty damn freaking good. And so here we go. You're right again, man. 4 turnovers, 2 missed field goals, a drop touchdown, and you lose by 2. 100% agree. I think we're going to be just fine. This is Love's first game back. He was rusty, but you're right, though. The Vikings need a lot of things to go their way for them to squeak out that victory. And, I think all of us were a little pissed off and annoyed about halfway in the beginning. I'm not going to lie. I was getting pissed. I'm like, yo, why are we not blitzing this dude? I understand sometimes he burned us when they called the right play, when they called a screen away from the blitz. Hey, that's going to happen, but you can't stop doing what got you there. I mean, at the end of the day, that offensive line is not good. And we were able to capitalize when we were putting pressure on Darnold. And, Jair being down, I think, really messed us up a lot. Eric Stokes is having a really good game up in those games. I didn't think he had a good game personally. There was sometimes he was in good coverage, but sometimes he is really late to react. I always notice this about him. He waits for the receiver to catch the ball instead of just attacking the ball or trying to get, pass deflect or even an interception from him. He did that in the NFC Championship game in 2021 where instead of just looking for the pick six, he was waiting for the receiver to catch the ball so he can knock it out. And it's like, come on, man. No, you gotta attack the ball. And there's multiple times where he's just letting the dude in front of him catch the ball, and then he's making the tackle. And sometimes he wasn't even doing that. But like I said, for all the things that went wrong on defense, for all the miscues in the sense of like, missed tackles, things like that, for us to lose this game by 2, hey man, sign me up. I know that, you try to tweet through it sometimes. That was definitely jumping on the bench, Dontavian Wicks, but you know what? He came back. And I think, again, Soder, you're 100% right. You do not have to sit there and panic. Like, this is one of those games where, it seems like that every year in our division, there's a team that we always split with, right? There's been many times it was Detroit, many times it was Chicago. I think these next couple of years is going to be Minnesota. Minnesota's playing a hell of a lot better than I expected. I thought they could be the worst team in the division, and they're playing way above their expected reality is how I'm looking at it. And I think they're going to come down north eventually. And all in all, for everything that we kind of gone through for these last 3 weeks, week 1, where we really thought that, hell, season was over at the end of the game, to knocking off 2 wins with Malik Willis, coming into this game down 28-0, going into the first half, and then scoring a touchdown right at the end, even though you got to admit, after that unsportsmanlike conduct BS call by Vinovich, who I will say now is a B, because I don't want to get unmonetized here, but no joke, for us to sit there and still throw a touchdown, and then honestly, if we doubled up right there and there, we did. But eventually, look, end of the day, in the second half, yeah, start off that half not the way we wanted, but eventually we were able to, like I said, pull it within 2 points. Yeah. For me, when it comes to like the things that are the miscues, the drops are fixable, I think. You have to, hope to God that Watson is healthier when it comes down to the rest of the season. I hope he, based on what Coach LaFleur said, was that he spoke to him and he said that it was just a sprain. And so hopefully it's all it is. It's not a high ankle sprain. It's just a regular low ankle sprain, because Sam Laporta had that last week. He missed most practice in full Friday, and then he's playing on Monday night. So we do luck out with the Rams coming to, we're going to the Rams, but again, Rams are coach, they're coached by Sean McVay, who's a damn good coach. They have a quarterback in Matt Stafford, who is pretty good, but also will throw you some gifts. So, and the team is depleted of all the receivers. Puka's going to be out for another month, if not longer. Cooper Kupp is going to be out for another couple more weeks. And that defense has been hella suspect. So we have an opportunity to get a get-right game here. But this is this is one of those games where if it ended 28-0, it would have been the kind of game that would just really piss off Matt LaFleur and Jordan Love. Instead, it still probably pisses him off because, he had 3 turnovers. And, even though Tucker Kraft was like a savior at one point, having a touchdown and a 2-point conversion, and then unfortunately trying to just make more out of a play, he unfortunately got knocked out. I just feel like there's going to be a lot of redemption arcs going to be occurring. And I'm okay with eating crow. Maybe Narveson comes back next week and kills it. Who knows? Like, again, that's a Goody call, right? Goody's going to decide what he wants to do. Is he going to want to keep this kicker? Or, we have Alex Hale on the practice squad as an international player. Do we bring him and let him try out? Because I'm not trying to bring back Anders Carlson. I'm sorry. And maybe we should have kept Greg Joseph. Who knows? Because Greg Joseph on Thursday night was damn near perfect. And honestly looked great. So I don't know. Like, it's one of those things where here we are now, got an L. We're 2-2 though. It's September. The real football doesn't really start until November, December, and January, really. And truth be told, for everything that went wrong, we still did pretty well. And I couldn't be, prouder for the team, and just kind of like where we are right now. I agree with Soder. You're 100% right. I think you could tell that he wasn't as fast, but definitely mobility-wise, able to work the pocket, also run for first downs. He's still there. Like, I think his knee's where it needs to be. They asked him about his knees. They asked him if he's going to have pain throughout the year. He's have to deal with it all year. He said he's hoping not to. If it's an MC1/2 sprain, I'm thinking by maybe mid to end of October, he should be probably 100%, as 100% as you can be in the NFL. Tucker Kraft is our number 1 tight end. I completely agree. They were definitely trying to feature Musgrave a little bit more than they did last week. And, he was open. But again, like, for a guy as big and strong and as fast as he is, some of the plays that they were calling for him just didn't make any sense. I would have been saying them on crossers. I would have been saying they had a lot of hitches and a lot of, curl routes for him. And I'm just like, look, you need to put him, going cross, because there's no one really on defense from a linebacker or from a safety perspective can keep with him. Linebackers can't keep with him, and then he is overpowers. He's bigger than most safeties and corners. So honestly, like, Musgrave should be used like that. And I think Tucker Kraft is just a beast. He got called on a holding penalty, which was, it was definitely holding. But again, if we go back and want to really talk about the refs calling these penalties, there was a lot of times where they were getting big plays and their receivers were holding like crazy. So, I really wish that the refs would find a way to make the game as fair as possible because we're not here to watch them. We're here to watch these guys play, watch our teams play. Let them play or call both ways and just be ticky tacky. So whatever you want to do, but man, that the ref stuff is just, I mean, every single game, even other teams are like trying to say, like, hey, man, what the hell is going on? You're not consistent with the play calling. Hell, even the missed pass by Dontavian Wicks in the end zone that was on fourth down that he dropped, that hit him in the chest. The guy was freaking tackling him before he even got there. He was pulling his arm down. Again, that's PI. That's, that's a first and goal on the 1 yard line. So, like, what are we doing here? But again, it's one of those things where sometimes you gotta beat the refs and you gotta beat the team that you're playing. And maybe that was the case we were seeing there. Nixon in coverage is something I don't want to see in 2020. Look, I ain't gonna lie. There's not very many corners that can really keep up with Justin Jefferson, if we're being completely honest, right? Now, yeah, did Nixon get exposed? He did. But truth of the matter is that he's, Nixon, what I've noticed with him, you have him in a line of scrimmage, you have him kind of blitzing, you playing him in a flat, stuff like that, and also in a kind of almost like a cover two zone, a boundary corner. Sign me up all day for that. I don't want him running with receivers down the field because a lot of times when that happens, it's not a good thing, and we saw that. But him on the blitz, he is a man. He's a man possessed, man. He's nasty. And so honestly, I was really wondering how they were going to handle Jefferson. And for the most part, yeah, Jefferson kind of got his at the end of the game. But for the most of the game, he was corralled. Now, unfortunately, Jordan Addison and, Brian Powell, they were kind of eating us up. And, some of the play calling by Kevin O'Connell was just masterful. He was finding ways to really expose our linebackers. And we were very focused on trying to stop the run and causing us to, unfortunately, had openings in the back. And you know what? We weren't really getting pressure in the beginning. We needed to send 5, and 4 wasn't really getting it done. And unfortunately, we had our opportunities. And then even there were times where we were getting pressure, but then, Darnold was able to squeak it out. And that's the thing with these quarterbacks. Some of them are not like, Jalen Hurts or, Lamar Jackson. But, they have legs enough to run and get a first down. And, you're not going to dedicate a quarterback spy to that. But sometimes you have to, on third down, you have to maybe have a better pass rush way of like kind of keeping it contained, but then also still trying to find pressure, right? And I mean, all in all, like I said, I know that we got away from the run game primarily because of the fact that we were down 14-0 in the first quarter. But truth is, like last 2 games, we kept it close because of the run game. And even though Love is back and Love is there, I really do think it got to a point like in the third quarter where I'm like, hey, we're down 4 scores, but truthfully, you really need to be trying to get a good balance. They always say, you pass the score. This is a Nager. What's actually one of his dailies. He said that you pass the score and you run to keep the lead. And it's true. But even with us, like, a guy like Josh Jacobs, he's the kind of dude that gets stronger and faster and hungrier as the game goes. Like you have to get him his his appetizers in course 1 and 2, and then he gets his main course meal and his dessert in 3 and 4. And you got to keep punching it with him. And honestly, Emmanuel Wilson was looking great too. I mean, the fact that they both had together 17 carries, not great, but you know what? Like, they definitely need to get that up. Even though when the game is, it seems it might be out of reach, you have to kind of keep things balanced because the fact is that, they both are averaging, for the most part, if you look at it, we average almost 5 yards a carry as a team, But, man, all in all, like I said, like that – the first 2 quarters, I was freaking pissed. And I think I could say for all Packer fans, we were all just like, what the hell is this? Like, we've been watching our team just dominate for the last 2 weeks, even though that maybe like a scoreboard didn't show it. But, Malik Willis is out there just wheeling and dealing. The offense looked like it was just humming on this amazing run game. Defense was playing stout. And then, we have injuries. We have our quarterback back. And then it's kind of like we kind of forgot what got us there. And slowly they kind of got back to it. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how they do plan on attacking this, Los Angeles Rams team, because the truth is their defense is nowhere as good as the Minnesota Vikings defense. And truth be told, like it is a game that you would think we should win hands out. But you know what? Like, I'm not gonna lie, I need Jair back out there. 100%, I need Jair back out there. That to me is one of those where, I feel like Jeff Hafley, is more confident in calling blitzes and calling his defense a little bit more aggressively when he has 23 out there. And then, of course, Carrington Valentine, who, yeah, he's a second-year player, but he's proven himself. And him not being out there either probably made a big difference in the way they may call some plays. But truth be told, there's something that a true North Packer fan just said. I couldn't agree more. When it comes down to it, like Rich Bisaccia, you know, he has not really shown me anything from an innovative perspective because I understand onside kicks are pretty much dead for the most part, but you are a 20 plus year like special teams coordinator, you're an assistant head coach. Like you need to be thinking of different ways of trying to exploit certain things on special teams. I'm talking about like hell, even running fakes, trying different ways of like just different things. The only thing that he's really shown that he's worth a damn is Daniel Whelan. And I don't know how much that's him or how much that's just Whelan just really being a damn good punter because Whelan was getting his job done. I mean, he kicked that ball so damn high that dude muffed it and shit. We almost got a touchdown just like that. But the truth is like Bisaccia is the highest paid assistant that in the NFL right now, and his results are not showing it. Plain and simple. And people are like, I want to, keep him here for his leadership, keep him here for his relationships, keep him here for this and that. Yeah, the hell with all that. End of the day, if we are literally bringing in kickers every single damn time, and these kickers just aren't getting it done, what are you doing as a special teams coach to improve on that? Like, what are you doing to make our special teams better? Because right now, but like, I'm sorry, like Narvison comes in and he's missing. Like, it literally, what we were saying on the Cheesehead TV chat was the left hash is the death knell. Like, no joke. If he's on the left hash, he's going to miss it almost every single time. In the middle and the right hash, Narvison hits it. But that left hash is the death kill for not just him, but it was for Carson too. Now, I have no idea. I'm not a special teams coach, but I don't know what Rich Bisaccia needs to do to fix that, but he needs to figure it out. Because if not, I'm sorry. Like, you can get rid of his ass. I mean, I don't know what he's bringing to the coach to actually like to our team as a coach, minus just maybe some piss and vinegar. I don't know, man. It's like when they hired Ron Zook and they say, he's filled with piss and vinegar and that you need a guy that can get after people. Maybe he gets after people, but at the end of the day, like, where are your results? I need to get Rich Gosling's like rankings as of the first quarter of the season about where our special teams are, and I guarantee you they're not high. So, I mean, all in all, like I said, it was a tough game. It was a fun game at the end. I think we did have a chance. I think we did shoot ourselves in the foot a couple times, but you know what? This team is definitely, there was no give up or no woe is me, no business decisions being made, even being down 4 scores. They never gave up. And I think a lot of that had to do with what happened last year. Last year, being 3-6, going on a 5-game losing streak, and literally having everybody count you out and finding a way to still win. Hell, we were down 17 points against the Saints. We came back and won. Yeah, a lot of things had to go our way, a lot of luck. But guess what? We did that. And I had nothing but the most confidence in Matt LaFleur than knowing that he'll be able to right this ship and take this loss and use it away as a bouncing board, as a sounding board to go into the next week. Because this is one of those games where at one point it was going to be flush it and don't even look at it. You look at it once, flush it, and you don't even think about it. Now you can go back and look at it and be like, okay, here, this was the number 1 defense in the league. Brian Flores was getting all this hype. He was getting all these kudos and flowers about being this innovative, mugging you up front, showing like he's showing blitz all the time. And you know what? Jordan was able to, at times, exploit it. And he even said himself, there is a lot of openings in this defense, but I got to find them. And us watching from our TV or from wherever we were at, you could see there were times where he's trying to look downfield. When in reality, he had guys open in the flat. And that's how you expose that defense. And you know what? Maybe it's his first game back. He's rusty. He was pressing. He was just trying, unfortunately, do the old young quarterback trick of trying to get all the points back in one throw. When he started checking it down and started really just taking what the defense was giving him, you really start seeing him like really show up. And honestly, like I said, those last 2 drives, he looked nice. And man, like, him wearing that Brett Favre jersey before the game, maybe he was trying to do an ode to him by throwing 3 picks. I don't know, man. I think everyone's been saying that. It's pretty funny. But truth be told, like, yeah, it was a tough game in the beginning. It ended really exciting. And I'm happy. I'm just, I'm just happy to see that our team was able to be resilient, go through adversity, fight back, not give up. And here we are now. So got a week to lick our wounds. Hope that Watson isn't out for a long time. Hope that Devontae Wyatt's not out for a long time, and that we we have an opportunity to right the ship against the Rams. Because once we, after we play the Rams, we got the Arizona Cardinals. The Arizona Cardinals are not a pushover team. I mean, they're getting smacked right now by Washington, but the truth is they are not a pushover team. And they will be coming to Green Bay, and then after that, I've got the Houston Texans, who have kind of gotten exposed in the last couple of weeks. I mean, they just barely beat the Jacksonville Jaguars, even though a divisional rival, but still barely beat them, right? So, end of the day, this is, I say y'all be just talking shit about Rodgers. I love it, but it's true though. Like, hey, I thought they were gonna whoop them, and man, they couldn't even beat them, but they were in Denver. But even then, though, like that was a revenge game for Hackett. That was a revenge game for Rodgers for defending Hackett, and that's what you come out with. I don't know. That was a tough game. That was a defensive game all the way through and through, and man, it wasn't what I was expecting. But hope you guys had a great Sunday. Otherwise, a great weekend. And let's just look forward to seeing what the Packers do this week. Let's see how much practice time Jordan Love gets. Let's see if Ja comes back as well. Let's hope that our guys that are injured are get healthy and get ready sooner than later. And like I said, if you guys we'll be on tomorrow at our normal standard time. We're gonna hope to get some more guests on here. Looking to try to get Connor Rogers and a couple other folks, Jason Wolde, and then maybe Matt Ramage and like some other folks too. So yeah, just stay tuned for that. And like I said, you can find me at on Twitter /X at AMAR3455. Also, Game On Wisconsin. If you guys have any, just post us there. If you guys got any questions, anything you guys want to talk about, let us know. And man, go Pack, go. Oh, wait, hold on. My bad. I'm struggle mode here, folks. You got to bear with me, all right? All right. Take care, y'all.